In the last video, we talked about the different styles of dashboards and the features of dashboards in Cobblestone Contract Insight. In this video, we're going to be discussing how to create a system dashboard and a My Dashboard, both of which are legacy dashboards technically. So let's start with system dashboards. First, these can only be created by administrators, so keep that in mind. I'm going to go to my main menu, and this is a little bit deep, so bear with me. Our main menu, down to Manage Setup, down to Application Configuration, which is the home of a lot of settings for administrators in Cobblestone. And then from Application Configuration, move down to System Dashboards. Here you'll see a list of all of the existing dashboards, all of the existing system dashboards in my system. And I could certainly manage these, but for today's example, let's go ahead and click Add New Dashboard and build one from scratch. I'll choose a legacy dashboard, which you'll do as well, and then fill out the dashboard information. Okay, so let's begin building a dashboard. And again, my cheesiest analogy here, what we're doing is building like a house. The house will be empty once you build it. We're kind of building the structure of the dashboard, but there will be nothing in the dashboard yet. No docs and tiles and reports and things of that sort. After we build the house, our empty dashboard, if you would, we then have to fill the house with some furniture, right? Do some interior decorating, so on and so on. And that'll be the second step here. So we have to build the dashboard. It's empty, just a structure. Then we're going to add some tiles and some reports and such to it. Then, adding the furniture to the house. So my cheesiest analogy, but I hope that makes sense. This is kind of a two-step process, right? Just build the structure and then add the stuff to the structure. So first, the dashboard name, you can call this whatever you would like. It's your dashboard. I'll call it my training dashboard today. You can add a description if you wish. I usually shrug my shoulders, but feel free. And then moving down, we have our dashboard layout. Now, we can orient our dashboard as a 1-column or a 2-column dashboard. For quick examples, this is a 2-column dashboard. It's simply split down the center. You have a left column and a right column. It gives the dashboard a bit more horizontal space for reports being side by side. And then a 1-column dashboard looks like this, right? Which is the standard option, I would say, definitely more common than a 2-column dashboard. But to each his own, you could choose whichever one you prefer. I definitely see a fair share of 2-column dashboards. Now, the way to configure this is done in an interesting way. You have to specify the column widths, but the widths have to add up to 98, not 100. So if you want a 1-column dashboard, you put all of the width into the 1 column. We'll put 98, 0. And then there we go. We have a 1-column dashboard. If you want a 2-column dashboard, well, what's 98 divided by 2? It's 49, right? So you put 49, 49, and that's a 2-column dashboard, splitting the width between all of the splitting the width between the page equally. And there we have it. Now, admittedly, most folks just come in here, put 98, 0, and move on with their day, and that's what I'll do too. By the way, if you forget this sort of interesting rule, it's spelled out for you right here. I'll click Save, and that will add the dashboard to my system. There we go. Now, by the way, what I just did was technically info, right? If I wanted to go back to edit that information, I could click info and it goes right back there. But we just built our house, kind of built the structure of the dashboard. Now I'll go ahead and click docs and tiles to start, doing that interior decorating. The first thing I'll see is a nice preview of the dashboard. And it's no mistake, it's blank right now. Like I said, when you build the dashboard, it's empty. So we have to then go and add some stuff to it. So here's our preview, but it's empty. To begin adding some furniture, go ahead and click Add New Docs and Tiles, and we'll begin. We're going to be moving across these 3 tabs: Docs, Button Tiles, and Summary Tiles. First, Docs. There's a drop-down list of various types of docs you can add. The two most common are ad hoc reports and my calendar. Right, so I'll go ahead and add a report in this case. I could choose a report from the drop-down list if I wish to. I'll go with 1K contracts for just a basic example, and I can input the name of, like, the title of the doc, title of the section on my dashboard. And then if you are using a 2-column dashboard, you can choose between left and right. In my case, I only have 1 column and all the width is in left, so I'm going to keep this on left. I'll click save, and that will add the report to my dashboard. And there it is. And I can add as many as I would like to, wash, rinse, repeat, add as many reports as you would like to your dashboard. Next, button tiles. Now here's how button tiles work. These are shortcuts to another page in or outside of the system. The most common button tile I ever see added is add contract. So it's a quick little shortcut on your home page to go add a new contract to the system. If you are using requests, this could certainly say add request instead. That's the second most common button tile I see added. So add the name, whatever you intend the button to be. Then we'll input our page URL. So these are shortcuts, right, to another page in the system. So what we want to do is add the URL of the destination page. So what you'll do is go to your main menu in a separate tab, open a separate tab, go to your main menu, go down to contracts, and go to the add contract page. When you click the button, we want you to go to this page. When you click the button, we want you to go to this page. So we copy the URL here and then paste the URL there. Right. So now when you click the button, it links you to this URL, the add contract page. Moving down, well, that was all the core information of building a button tile. The rest of this is optional, icing on the cake. The first is the tile tooltip. This will simply give you a help pop-up, or if you mouse over the tile, it gives you a description, some help information of what the tile does. My tile icon doesn't really do anything, but it looks nice. It looks professional. It puts this icon on the report. So in this case, I'll go with a add icon. Next, I have my background color and font color. So I can choose from the list, or if I want to be specific, I can put in RGB color ratios if I prefer that. So if you want to input your specific company colors, you can most definitely do that. I see a red, yellow, green color convention used pretty often, or hey, put your favorite color. I'm a green guy, so I'll put in a nice forest green here, so nice forest green and white. By default, it'll be the cobblestone default blue and white. Then I have internal link, yes or no. If it's an internal page in Cobblestone, put this to yes. If it's an external page, like your website, put this to no. And then finally, we have active item. If you want to use the tile now, make it active, put this to yes. If you want to retire the tile, put that to no. We'll keep this as active, and we'll just go ahead down and click save. And in a moment, we're going to see our new button tile add contract added to the dashboard. And there's our new add contract button tile. Next, let's go add a summary tile. So summary tiles summarize a key piece of information from an ad hoc report. The first thing I'll do here is select a report from the drop-down list. And the most important thing to keep in mind about these summary tiles is that they summarize only quantitative information, numeric data. In the system, that means they only summarize numeric fields or integer fields and currency fields. They only summarize integer fields and currency fields. So you need to choose a report with one of those two styles of fields, one of those two types of fields. I'll choose a report that I know has that information. I'll go with 1K contracts. And then from my drop-down list, I can choose a field to summarize, and it only gives me the integer and currency fields. So in this case, I'll choose the contract amount. And I can select a calculation. Average, count, min, max, and sum are my options. Let me go to a dashboard and show you some examples of something. If you choose average, min, max, or sum, you will get a result that looks like this, like the average contract amount. It's like a total number. So this is nice for average contract amount, budget amount remaining, things like that. But I'll tell you the more common option to select is count, right? Because count gives you an option of result that looks like this, like contracts up for renewal, 16. How many high-risk contracts? How many expiring contracts? How many pending requests? Commonly, how many pending tasks? So count just gives you a total number of items that meet the criteria of the report. So that's more common to build a summary tile using count. So let's do that. Let's put count, and that's that. The rest of these three options, tooltip, background color, and color, are all exactly the same as my button tile, so nothing new to cover there. I'll go ahead and click save. And it will take me to the dashboard with my new summary tile created. There we go. This is saying I have a lot of contracts in my system. I have 6,933 contracts above $1,000 in this case. Now we're almost done here with system dashboards. I just want to talk about one item here that's editing these tiles. So if I want to edit my add contract button tile, I could go over to button tiles, choose this create new tile drop-down list, and there I'll have my add contract button, which I can manage. So that's how you edit your tiles. Often overlooked, but it's an important thing to be aware of. So I just made my dashboard. Now let's go to system dashboards. And there's two more options. First, I can copy this dashboard, which is a nice option if you're making multiple different dashboards for different departments. You can copy a dashboard, make a few minor changes, and then assign it to another group, right? Use this existing dashboard as a template to create others. Then I have assign, and assign is really what makes a system dashboard a system dashboard. As an admin, I can create a dashboard and assign it to other users. So I can choose a list of individuals from my drop-down list. We'll go with Jimmy Carter and Clara Barton. Click the right arrow, and now they are assigned to the dashboard. This is now their primary dashboard. Typically, if they have more than one, they might need to have a default set to it. The default makes it their default dashboard. It's what they see when they log in. If they only have one dashboard, it's automatically their default. If they have more than one dashboard, they should usually have one defaulted to be their primary default, right? I can also assign these by employee role and group or by security group if I would like to. So let's do it by role and group. This was the training dashboard, so let's assign it to the training department in this case, put it to their default, and then I would click save. There we go. And that's how you create, manage, and assign a system legacy dashboard. Now, very quickly, just to cap off this video, let's talk about my legacy dashboards very fast. If I go back to my standard dashboard, I can go to my main menu and then go down to my dashboard manager, and I'll see all of the my dashboards in my system. I have quite a few of them. You probably wouldn't really see any out of the box unless you've added some. And you can manage these. Info and docs and tiles are the same as with system dashboards. And I can click add new dashboard to add a new one. Right, so it's very, very similar. It's really the same thing. It's just a personal dashboard manager as opposed to the system dashboard manager as we spoke about previously. It's almost the same thing. Could also get to it from the main menu by going to My and then Dashboard Manager. And final note here is that creating My Dashboards is permission-based. So as an admin, you can give your users the ability to do this if they want to. If they make their own dashboards, it doesn't mean that they're able to edit the ones you assign to them or manage others. They can really just create their own dashboard if they want to, but it doesn't affect anything that you've assigned to them. And so that's that. That's how to add, manage, and assign system dashboards and create My Dashboards.